guys, I think it's about time we get back to the movie thing here. So while I was at my movie theater time, I went to the movie theaters and I went to see the number one hit that people got to their seats doing through for the end of February 2019. What movie is that, you may ask? Well, it's none other than the true sequel to the true film How to Train Your Dragon 3, also known as The Hidden World. Great, because this actually has a name, unlike the other ones. Just are called How to Train Dragon, How to Train Dragon 2. It's sad to give this one a name. So yeah, it's a real good treat that this movie is probably got people really excited to see. And was it worth it? Well, let's find out how this movie goes. So, to start with this spectacular hit, let's look at all the characters and cast members in this movie. I'm not going to name them all on the character names. I'll just name the three mains, like the two original protagonists and the one villain, and just mention the famous cast members who play the other characters who are in this movie. So, let's take a look at the cast members now. So like I said, I'm not going to name every cast member in the entire movie. I'll just name the two protagonists, the main antagonists, and there are three famous actors who are in this movie who play the other characters, so I'll mention them. So let's start off with the protagonists. Our main hero, Hiccup, is played by Jay Baruchel again. Now, this time, he has actually gotten different. In the first film, he was known as the typical child who doesn't really know how to defeat dragons, but trains one for some reason, which is a big coincidence because he actually trains one. In the second film, he kind of is the same, except he actually grows into being a true warrior, and that's how he is in this movie. Except this time, he's actually started to grow a lot more. It's kind of like the Kung Fu Panda movies, where Po starts off as the original person, but then the next two films, he actually starts doing better and better. That's what the thing is. And yes, I know he has grown again. It's what happens in these sequels. And our next hero is Astrid, who's played by, again, America Ferrera. Okay, now she is actually nothing different. In the first two films, she was part of the group, but she did join Hiccup in one way. And in this film, I don't really see a difference. I see a joint, but I don't really see much of a difference compared to her in the other films. She kind of is different, but not as my type of story. And there are three other protagonists who have famous voices. One named those. First we have T.J. Miller, who is in this movie. We all know T.J. Miller, right? He is famous in most days. And there's also Kristen Wiig. What are the odds she's in this movie? And there's Jonah Hill. Now, Jonah Hill was actually in another DreamWorks movie that came out in 2011. That movie with Will Ferrell and David Cross and the blue guy. Anyway, Jonah Hill's in this, and our antagonist is played by F. Murray Abraham, who is actually somewhat scarier than the other two. I know people said the second villain from the second movie is the darkest one, but in my opinion, this one's got a little darker. He seems to destroy dragons. He takes all the dragons and pretty much just uses them for fun. Not for fun, but he kidnaps them and literally poisons half of them. That is effed up for a villain, okay? Now, the first two did kind of the same, except their purposes are very different, okay? They really just do it for their own. This fella knows what he's doing. He actually has a mind, right? I don't know, Anyway, he's very basic. I will remember his name, but I'm not going to, mention it through this until I get to the actual story. So now we got those fellas out of the way. Let's go through what this animation offers. So, here is the animation. Now I know people say the animation hasn't changed compared to the other films. Well, in my opinion, it actually has gotten lighter throughout the time. And you know what I did? I saw the movie in 3D. Yes, I took my chance to see a 3D movie. I was never seeing any 3D movies except for Toy Story 3, but besides that, I went to go see a 3D release just to see how it is. But let me remind you, 3D doesn't work as well as you think it does. Unlike the rides at Universal where they actually make it feel like it's true, here it's just you just pretend it's real, but it doesn't feel real. You know how people go see the Spy Kid movies in 3D? They tell you to put your glasses on. Well, I decided just to take a peek at what it looks like in real life. It's really not really that special. It's just another waste of money. But anyway, the animation put into this movie is creative and impressive. The other two were creative and impressive, but this one has gotten a lot of creative and impressive than I imagined, okay? It is extremely wonderful. It is animation DreamWorks knows what it's doing. Okay, the animation in Shrek was great, but the animation here is just giving Shrek the middle finger. Okay, How to Train Your Dragon 3 is just telling Shrek, "Go kill yourself, Shrek. Go kill yourself and go be in another movie." That's what it's doing. Did I flip? Did I pretend to flip off at the Shrek movies, or did I flip off at you guys? If don't think I flipped at you guys. I don't think that. But yeah, the animation in this movie is incredible, and I saw it in 3D, which really shouldn't work. Okay. I'm just going to take a look at something here. See how that works? That's how 3D works. Okay, I would make this video in 3D, but I'm not going to. But with that being said, we're about to get to the actual story in this movie. Will it work more than the other two? Well, here we go. Here's the story. So, after the last movie, How to Train Your Dragon 2, where a lot of shit happens, you think it's going to be like any of the other sequels, where they just kept going to the part. Well, here, it does the basic and move on to a new thing, which has a reason to exist, you know? Okay. So, let's see what the story has to offer at this point. So, at this point in all, it starts off with Hiccup going to save some dragons from a villain who is not going to connect to anything else in the plot. Yeah, you know when those type of things happen. So when they save the dragons, they leave, but leave one dragon who is going to be a main focus through this movie. You know who it is? I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to wait and move on to the story. Anyways, it goes on. We finally get a real treatment. Remember how Shrek Forever After went, where Shrek wanted to be how he was in the first movie? Now, I think this one probably was the same, right? Well, I guess. I mean, they don't want dragons to live in their world. They want to make another world for dragons to be in. Does that work? Well, it does work until Hiccup tries to find and meets up with the villain, who pretty much tells him his entire evil plan, okay? You know how most villains go, they just tell the protagonist the evil plan so that he knows what's going to happen so he'll be there? This is what I hate about villains in movies. They always just tell the person the evil plan. You know, the best thing you can do is pretend you're nice, okay? I know that's stupid, but pretend you're nice so he won't ruin your little plan. Even if he can't do it, if he's like stuck or anything, it's still, there's always a way in these animated movies. That's what I'm gonna say. Anyway, yeah, they then try to find a world, but then Toothless meets up with the girl dragon. And who is this girl dragon again? Well, she's actually pretty neat, not gonna lie. She can disappear in existence and disappear through fire and do all that stuff. And yes, the fire does go through the 3D glasses. Okay. Okay, I was wrong. Maybe 3D actually is pretty scary. So then they all set out to find a hidden world, and while they're looking, they stop, and that basically just takes up the rest of the movie. But as it goes on, Toothless still tries to get along with the girl as they basically form a relationship so hard that Hiccup loses Toothless. Stars like that happen. But it's actually freaking adorable seeing those two get along, okay? Yeah, those type of movies happen. Well, this one's just freaking, it reminds me of the dog movies where the dogs get along when it's basically a dog movie. Like stuff like Hotel for Dogs or the Beverly Hills Saga, or Marmaduke, I guess. Either way, it's very nice to see. So when they go, they all try to find how to find the dragons, but Toothless and his girlfriend get kidnapped, I say, and all the other dragons get kidnapped. So this basically feels like what we were scared about in the second movie, but this time it's actually getting real. So when they go save the dragons, it basically leads to an incredible 3D fight. Okay, this fight may feel like something better, but let me tell you, it's 3D. I think something's about to come. Let's see. I gotta, my God. Okay, I'm gonna go to the doctor. I'll be right back and continue the story. So yeah, the doctor said I had to wear this for the rest of the review, but yeah, I'm afraid that's the case here. Anyway, let's get on to the story. So the story continues as when they destroy and take 3D action, it turns out that Hiccup falls and almost dies, but then Toothless' girlfriend actually saves him. Yeah, never know that first happens. As they're all saved, and then they get to one of the greatest DreamWorks endings of all time. They let the dragons go to the hidden world, which leads to a sad moment. I try not to cry in these movies, but I always do. I'm crying right now. You can't see it because I have to wear this. But, yep, they finally do it. And as they all go, we then see that Hiccup and Astrid get married, which doesn't make sense because they said earlier they don't want to get married, but whatever, they're just doing this to end the movie. So as they get married, we see Hiccup grow his long and very beard, okay? Steve Rogers' beard in Infinity War? Well, this beard is a lot bigger, okay? It is very, very big. And they then get the kids, and when they see Toothless again, we see that they also have kids. Toothless actually fucked his girlfriend. That's weird. So they all head out and join another relationship as the movie ends. And as it ends, we get a Shrek Forever After ending. Not a Shrek Forever After ending where they show moments from the other Shrek movies. Well, that's what they do here, which makes it really, really great. So, that's the movie. How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World is probably the best How to Train Your Dragon movie I know. And it is real wonderful to watch. Is it anything better than the other movies I've seen from DreamWorks? I wouldn't say that. I think Shrek 2 and Shrek 1 are a lot more fun to watch. But either way, it's perfect, okay? Alright, do I take this off? Okay, I'll take it off. I'm better. Okay, it's feeling a lot better now. I think I'm good. So, that's the review. Now, I'm going to think of something else to think about. I'm going to go talk to my family. And Dwayne Johnson. And see what that's going to lead to.